everyone. God, this week's gone quick, don't you think? A bit of snow, a bit more snow this morning. Freezing cold temperatures have certainly made training outside that a little bit more interesting. But it's been a good week overall, and I've got some new gear, a little bit more of that later on. But this week I'm going to give you an insight and a roundup to my week and why I'm starting to see some progress. So if you've been with me over the last few videos, you will know that my training's been relatively going pretty well, pretty consistent. I'm really happy with it. And I've nearly completed the first block, the first 8-week blocks. In fact, I've got one more big week left next week, and then we hit a recovery week. The bike training is going really well. I haven't missed a bike workout yet. I nearly did this week, life nearly got in the way. However, I was able to just jiggle a few things around, which meant I got it done. But I'm starting to see fitness gains in the bike. You know, those sweet spot workouts, the tempo workouts, they're starting to feel that little bit more comfortable, and that tells me that my fitness in the bike has moved on. What it also says is that probably in my recovery week I am going to need to do another FTP test just to check to see how much improvement I've made, but also to adjust all my zones ready for the next block and making sure that I'm training in the particular, or in the right level really. So I had a delivery on Monday for some new running trainers. Yeah, new gear. We always like new gear. And actually they come really quickly because I only ordered them on Sunday afternoon, turned up the next day, which was a little bit surprising. Now, I always run in Hoka's, I always have done. There's no need for me to change my brand because they've always served me well. I find them really comfortable, I perform well in them, they last fairly long. So for me, Hoka's are always a good brand of shoe which I kind of stick to. Now my long running shoes, seen better days, and at the moment I'm running in some Rincons, and yeah, I just need a new pair. So I've gone with the new Clifton 7s. I've used Cliftons before, really good running shoe, and they will be the new ones that I use for my longer runs. But I also decided to splash a little bit more cash, and I went with a new race shoe. My race shoe is going to be the Hoka Carbon X. Now, these don't have a long lifespan, to be honest. I think they last for about 100 miles or so. So they are purely going to be a race shoe. Although I will take them out on a little test run, do a little small 5K in them because I want to break them in, see what they're like as such. But yeah, that's what I'll be racing in this season. So I am 250 pound lighter. Hopefully all the gear, some idea. But that's triathlon, isn't it? It's expensive. So this week I went back to speed workouts in my running after that little niggle that I had in my knee, and it's all, well, it's mostly good. We're nearly there with it, and the reason I say nearly is because I've just got back from a threshold workout which I had to cut short. I did one of the intervals, the 15 minutes. First 15 minutes was absolutely fine, and actually hitting the paces pretty well, and with relative ease. But the second one I could feel the knee, and it's always a balancing act, isn't it? Because you could push on and go for it, and then the chances are you'll either end up really injured, or you know, you can take the other approach and dial it back a bit and just save yourself for another day, and that's what I chose to do. But I'm still overly quite happy with my running. My ITB band has always been an issue, and it just shows you, I've been doing the stretching, the rolling and everything, and if you don't stay on the top of those things, it comes back and bites me in the arse. So that's kind of where I need to still still work on it, I suppose. It's still not 100%, but we are getting there with it, and we roll on to another day. Hey everyone, it's Friday afternoon, and I think I put the mockers on myself yesterday. What do I mean by that? Well, let me explain. So after that threshold run, about an hour afterwards, I started to feel, well, not great. Just felt really lethargic. My muscles were really sore. I was cramping. and then my armpit, my lymph node in my armpit, swollen up, it's really sore now. Yeah, and I just felt crap for the rest of the day. In fact, Kate come home, she did all the cooking, I just vegged out. Last night's sleep wasn't great. Woke up about 5 o'clock this morning, took some pills. And yeah, I don't know what was really going on, but just didn't feel great. And what's interesting, I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I've been using a HRV app, and I took that this morning like I do most mornings, and usually when I wake up my resting heart rate is somewhere around 35 beats. Most it will be is probably 40, 41, and this morning my resting heart rate was 48 and my HRV was red flagged, and I'll flash that up on the screen here. But I think that tells me something, and yeah, this, like I say, this felt really lethargic, no energy whatsoever. And today, this afternoon, I feel a lot better, but I'm not training. There's no training today. I should have been doing an FTP workout, but sensible thing is not to do it. And I'm going to review the weekend. I think what I'm going to do, if I feel as well as I do now, I will train, but I won't train with intensity. I'm going to keep everything easy. It's probably the best. Yeah, these things happen. Welcome to Saturday, everyone. You join me as I'm just about to head out for a Zone 2 run, and I'm keeping things nice and easy because I am feeling a lot better, but I'm trying to limit the intensity. Yeah, started feeling well yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, so all is good. Managed to get a nice turbo session in this morning. My HRV was back to normal, which is, you know, a good indicator. I did limit the intensity though, because on the plan it was supposed to be 3 blocks of 20 minutes at 90% FTP, and I did 2, although I felt like I could have done the 3rd, but chose not to. I'm also going to give these bad boys a little test. Daddy's going for a run. How are your new glasses? Is that all you've got to say?
Whatever's the matter?
Okay. Run done, guys, and felt really good actually. In fact, I just did it on feel. So I ran for an hour, covered 11.6 kilometers, 5:10 kilometer, not bad, and I felt really alright. I felt strong at the end actually, considering what I've been going through this week. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there because I think that's enough for this week. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're new here, hit the subscription button. It does mean a lot, and I'll see you in the week because I've got a few other videos lined up and I'm off. See you then.